I just came back from my office, and while I was in my cab, I was reading this paper about iguana's transoceanic journey from North America to the islands of Fiji, which was about 8,500 kilometers in length, which is about one fifth of the circumference of the Earth. And while I was reading this paper, this question popped in my head, and the question was about learning. So we start learning as soon as we are a fetus in our mom's belly, and then that is the prenatal phase, and then the perinatal phase start. We start to learn by seeing our mom, and then we start to learn by playing as a child. We start to learn from peer groups, then books, then through teachers. And meanwhile, we are developing this ability to ask questions, and we get answers to those questions, and we feel sufficed by them. We feel satiated by them. But there are some questions that I want to mention here, and they do not have an answer. The question would be, who created the universe? The Big Bang. All right, the Big Bang happened, quarks, leptons, and then you got electromagnetic waves, then you got your strong forces, weak forces, gravity, time, velocity, ray optics, quantum mechanics, sound waves, thermodynamics, atomic structure, chemistry, biology, and whatnot. Why did the Big Bang happen? What was before the Big Bang? What was that state like? And whatever that was, what was before that state? So that's the question. No answers. And you see this pattern of questions in learning as well. You learn about hypothalamus, then you know that it has like 20 subnuclei in it, and each of those subnuclei has multiple subnuclei in them as well. And then you are 1 week gone for a vacation, and then you learn about hypothalamus, and it's two more new parts. If you learn about atoms, you learn about electron, proton, neutron, and then you learn about quarks, leptons, mesons, and whatnot. Then you learn about Bose Einstein condensate, then you learn about plasma, then you learn about quantum mechanics. All of these things are so complex to understand. You can never even understand a single process completely. Let's say if you want to learn about mixing, how two liquids mix, first you learn about it on the macro level. What are the hotspots? Then you learn about the meso level. What is the flow like? What are the eddy currents like? Then you go to the micro. What is going on with the diffusion? How are molecules reacting with each other? And then you go on and on and on, because you can then talk about molecular forces depends upon the interaction of the electrons and the nucleus and how they are reacting to each other. And then this would depend upon the quarks and the mesons, and that would depend on something completely else. No answers to that as well. That's one question. And one more question that I would not go much into is because that would completely guide this video to look sort of like a propaganda. So that's why I'm not gonna go much more into it. But the question is, who am I? That's the question you can ask to yourself, and maybe you'll get an answer, or maybe you'll not get an answer, but both are fine, don't worry. So, what's the valid question to ask then? You come back to your life and you feel, okay, bro, I'm thinking too much, come back to life. The question would be, what should I do as a Homo sapien on this planet Earth? That's the question that you need to ask. And that's the question I asked. The answer is, be narrative driven. Stick to a narrative. It can be anything: buying your mom a house, marrying your girlfriend, becoming a chess player, becoming a mathematician, becoming an evolutionary biologist, becoming a cricketer, becoming a footballer, becoming a software developer. But that's really bad. Don't stick to the narrative of becoming a software developer. But, anyways, you could be a scientist, you could be anything, you could be a fashion designer, you could be a model. Stick to your narrative and stick to it. And maybe that's a question that has an answer, but the real question that still doesn't have an answer. And maybe I'm sticking to my narrative,